What's going on, everyone? Today I want to bring you my Dark Magician deck profile as competitively as I can make it. I've been playing it for like 3 weeks. It's gone through major changes over the course of the 3 weeks. And again, I'm going to take this deck to locals again tonight. And it's a completely different variant because I want to use a different supplemental engine. But this deck is by far my favorite casual deck to play, and I'm going to go into why I play the certain cards, how I catered the deck, because despite it being a very kind of linear strategy, there's a lot of different ways you can approach that strategy. So I'm going to be going over the main deck, and the extra deck, and my local side deck. Normally I like to do like tech options that you can pick, but I didn't really have time to get those cards out. So starting off with the main deck. Got 3 Dark Magician himself, obviously the heart and soul of the deck. If you don't see this card, you kind of lose because you have 2 dead, like your win condition is dead if you don't see this card. So after that, we're going to play 2 Apprentice Illusion Magician. The longer I've been playing the deck, the better this card gets, regardless of the situation. So I think in future variants, this is going to be going to 3 rather than 2. It's just nice being able to discard other cards in this deck, as well as like Magician Navigation, so that you actually have a form of interruption once you establish your boss monster and Dark Magician on board, because you pitch it on your turn, it's live engraved for the follow-up. So if you open this plus like 2 navigation, and ideally circle, but you can't have it all, which is the problem with this deck. You need a lot of pieces to get your engine going. But especially at a local level, this deck is super fun to play, and you definitely can steal some wins because people don't know that navigation negates a spell or trap in the grave. People don't know that this card's honest from hand or field for 2,000. Your best normal summon of the deck by far is 3 Magician's Rod. Now, I've messed around with cards like Dark Sacrifice to get it out of the deck. I've messed around with Cherubini to send it out of the deck. But then it requires, like, with Cherubini, you can't trigger the Magician's Rod because Cherubini is not a spellcaster, so you need additional board presence, and it's just like, you really, really want to hard draw this card. The supplemental normal summons of the deck, 1 Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, because in this version we are utilizing a small spellbook engine. It's just a strong normal summon, especially if you open up a lot of other cards. Like, unfortunately, with the spellbook engine, you don't want to hard open illusion magic, because then unless you have 2 spellbook cards in your hand, like Prophecy and Secrets, you're not going to be able to utilize the draw effect, because you have to see Dark Magician. Now, what I will say is the reason I wanted to play this deck is because stacking your deck off circle, like the target circle can get, they're good, but like you can't grab Rod off circle. But what the spellbook engine does, let's say you open Secret's Knowledge in circle, you activate circle, you might whiff on it, but you see a Magician's Rod in there, you can activate the knowledge and draw into it, and then just continue your line of play from there. So it's really strong. There are some in-deck conflicts being illusion magic, but I mean, it's a casual deck. You have to, you win some, you lose some, right? And then because Orcus is everywhere at my locals, main deck Haiku the Ghost Destroyer. I don't know why people don't just Cerberus this away when it's summoned off navigation, but hey, whatever. Onto the supplemental engine. We are actually playing a danger engine of 2 Tsuchinoko and 2 Jackalope, because they're just more bodies that give you presence. I'm playing Tsuchinoko, I'm actually like kind of iffy on, but Jackalope, being able to summon a level 7 straight out of the deck, because a lot of the time you have like 2 to 3 spell and traps, so like the danger is gonna get sniped like most of the time. Most of the time you want it to, but it just gives you access to like your links a lot easier, as well as the rank 7s, which I think is the best reason to play this deck, is you have access to powerful rank 7s, especially like in archetype ones, but they're generic. So we have 2 Danger Nessie to go along with that same theme. Sometimes it's a free level 7, sometimes it's a level 7 because it's the only card in your hand, then you discard it, search Jackalope, activate Jackalope, special summon a level 7 out of the deck. And then we're actually playing 2 Danger Dogman because it's a level 7. You special it off a Jackalope. It's a lure target at worst, and sometimes like I've had the attack boost effect come up. I don't like playing this card. I know it's not very good, but with this deck, you, like I said, you win some, you lose some. And we're playing 2 Tenyi Spirit Vershuda. This card's just, it's good. It's a level 7 that you can special for free. If you need to out a problem card or just establish board presence, this is the way to go about it. And then for the only hand traps we're playing is 3 Ash Blossom Joy Spring, because at locals this card is just the MVP. No matter what you're playing against, it's a decent card. And that is it for the monster lineup. Wow, I cannot move these. On to spells and traps, we have 3 Dark Magic Circle. The win condition on the deck, well, this deck has like 3 win. You need Circle, you know a way to recur Dark Magician, and you need Dark Magician. But this is every turn banish a card. It is amazing against Mystic Mine. It's good against Orcus if they don't break your board, but it is what it is. 2 or 1 Illusion Magic. This is where I was going back and forth whether playing 2 of this and 1 Apprentice, or 1 Apprentice or 2 Apprentice and 1 of this. This version I'm playing obviously 1 Illusion Magic. You have to see Dark Magician, and despite none of the ways to get to him being like +1s, they're all break evens. Like you use a spell card and tribute a monster to get 2 vanilla cards. Like it doesn't seem like it's worth it, but you have to do it. 3 Illusion, 3 Allure of Darkness. Again, the synergy with Circle is very nice because you can stack your deck to draw a Rod and a Danger, and then you discard or banish the Danger and just continue your lines of play. It's really good. The Spellbook engine, we're actually playing a relatively small Spellbook engine. So the 1 Prophecy you saw earlier, 1 Secrets, and 2 Knowledge. Knowledge is good against if you have Rod on the field, or just like a turn 2, turn 3 line of play. You already have access to your Dark Magician and stuff like that. That's it for the spells. The trap cards are playing 3 Eternal Soul, the best card in the deck, and also the worst, because you can have all the board presence in the world, but they just destroy this card, and it negates any of that from happening. But you have to play this card regardless of anything. Just a free Monster Reborn for a level 7 is just, it's really good. 3 Magician's Navigation. I've messed with cutting either Eternal Soul or this down to 2, but you're playing Dark Magician, you have to do it. And then 1 of card that just steals games for no reason, because you can just constantly banish card. Like if they're under skill drain and you have Circle and Eternal Soul, I don't care what deck they're playing, like you're going to win that deck unless they out it right away, because you're just constantly banishing cards every single turn. All right, that's it for the main deck. Onto the extra, we have for the XZs, we have 2 Ebon Illusion Magician. Now in this version, because it's like rank 7 turbo, sometimes you make this guy going first just to get access to your Dark Magician, like via Vershuda and a Danger, or 2 Dangers, whatever it may be. That's the only reason why I'm playing 2. Most other versions of this deck that I'm playing, you only need to play 1. And then 1 Naruto for the double Apprentice, which doesn't come up very often, which is why I want to bump Apprentice up to 2, or up to 3 from 2, because you can make this going first to negate a card, which is always good, but you can actually rank up into Ebon Illusion Magician from this guy because of his actual effect, which was meant for Magic Magician, and we're never getting that card, so we might as well make do with what we got. The other rank 7s, Red Eyes Flare Metal and Draco Sack. With this version of the deck, a lot of the times you'll do like 7,500 points of damage in one turn, or like 7,000. So being able to do a follow-up play into this, where if they play 1 card, they lose the game. If they play 2 cards, they lose the game, is really good. And Draco Sack's just spot removal, and it's really nice because you can make this card, summon the token, tribute a token, link these off into like Land for Linkus or Beat Cop, and then bring your Dark. It's like the same idea as Link Spider. I really like Draco Sack. Like that's half the reason I want to play this deck. Onto the links. 1 Link Spider for like the continuation. So for anybody that doesn't know, you just link your Dark Magician off into Link Spider so that it's live engraved for Eternal Soul, so you can banish another card. One Monk of the Tenyi, since we're playing Vershuda. Lamp for Linkus if we need a generic Link 2, or most of the time, let's say you discard a Vershuda off Apprentice Illusion and you want to be able to use that card going second because you need to get rid of the effect monsters on your board or something. It's just a monster to go into. Beat Cop of the Underworld. This is like a turn 2 card because you don't want to play into like Ghost Ogre once your Eternal Soul is established. So you need to, like, let's say you resolve Navigation, you can make this going second, and then you flip your Eternal Soul on your opponent's turn, and then you tribute this off to put a patrol counter on your Eternal Soul, and it basically protects it from Ogre, MST, anything that destroys once. So I mean, it's okay, and it's just a generic Link too. Witch's Apprentice, it does help with OTK surprisingly. And just being able to recur Rod. Like, this deck isn't the strongest in the world, so you have to take your grind game as far as you can. One Nightmare Phoenix, one Nightmare Unicorn, generic cards. Best boss monster in the extra deck is Blackluster Soldier. This card is extremely good when you can just make it basically whenever you want, assuming you didn't just open 3 Navigation and no way to Dark Magician, but hey, that happens sometimes. Topologic Bomber Dragon, if you ever get into a point where you have Eternal Soul established and you can make this card, it's really good because it's really difficult for a lot of decks to play through this card every single turn. And then Borrelsword Dragon, if you have double navigation and can resolve it, like, you can spam monsters, pretty much make this, then 2 more monsters. That's it for the extra deck, guys. Onto the side deck. Now the side deck is it's a local side deck. The extra deck, I'll just go through real quick, or the side deck. 1 Dark Magic Attack for back row. Dimension Shifter, this is really good against Orcus, which is everywhere at my locals. This deck can utilize it really well. You can actually summon off Navigation. Double Lancia, this is a good card. 2 Nibiru, Primal Being. Punish Overextension. 2 Phantasme. Nobody at my locals link summons like ever, except Orcus players. It's level 7. It'd be really nice if I could actually main deck this card, but nobody is good. 2 Evenly Matched for going second to break back row, and then 3 Judgment for going first. Guys, if you have enjoyed this deck profile, please let me know in the comments if you got any ideas that I didn't think of. Keep an eye out for the version of the deck that I'm going to be posting that's utilizing a supplemental engine, so it's not like a pure Dark Magician, but it's still really fun to play. But with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.